Well, everybody, Sean Strickland is the new UFC middleweight champion after a close fight with his bitter rival Khamzat Chimaev, which lived up to all the hype. It ended with respect and with a new belt holder, Sean Strickland. Congratulations to him. Good evening, everybody. Very warm welcome to the Paramount Desk. So good to have you with us. I'm Kate Scott with Dean Thomas, Dustin Poirier, and the UFC's newest Hall of Famer, Chris Weidman. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
What a great moment that was.
That was. I was in complete shock. Me and Dustin went downstairs. We thought we were doing like a little TV hit, you know, to pump up the post-fight show. And we were asking each other, like, why can't we just do it from the desk?
Right.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden I heard my name.
Now you know why.
Like
I see people looking at me. I'm like, what's happening?
We both worked the desk plenty of times.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never got brought down behind Joe and DC.
Yes.
Me and Chris are sitting there. They wanted us. And Dean.
Well, basically, I missed it, man. I was in the bathroom and I came out and I heard you were in the Hall of Fame.
You were taking a dump while I was getting inducted in the Hall of Fame. Thank you very much, Dean.
At least it wasn't.
Take a dump
Sorry,
on me.
man. Sorry.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't in his girlfriend's trash can in her bedroom.
That's true. Only I could pull that off.
Yeah.
Did I see you get a little bit emotional down there?
They showed I was pretty good. You know, everybody's looking at me, so, you know, that was keeping me occupied. And I saw a video of my daughter when she was probably like 3 years old. Now she's 16, and it kind of puts it in perspective, man, how long of the journey this has been, and how fast it's gone. Yeah, so I started tearing up a little bit then.
Well, it was a good night for Chris Weidman. It was a great night for us. What a night of fights we just had.
Incredible night of fight. Not so good of a night on my picks for the main and co-main, but great fights. You know, I had both co-main and main 2-2 going into the fifth, so that means it was great.
It's very difficult to get picks right in this game because of the reason why MMA is so good. It's so unpredictable. It's so spontaneous. It's unlike any other sport in the world. I was at a basketball game the other day, and I was just like, I had to leave. I couldn't even sit through it because it's nothing compared to MMA, especially a UFC numbered card. It's nothing like it in the world.
You can't say this. We're a professional analyst. They're supposed to believe the things we say pre-fight. So what are we doing here?
I believed it.
We gotta know. We gotta know what we're talking about.
But none of us believe it at the time. But when the fight happens, I was like, how did that happen?
None of us would have guessed what happened in that second round with Chimaev and Strickland, right?
No.
Like, he's pulling guard.
He pulled guard twice.
What's happening?
He spent more time on his back in that second round than in his whole career.
Yeah, just an incredible night here. Our brilliant broadcast team was kind enough to stick around for us. John, we would love your guys' thoughts on UFC 328. I also wanted your thoughts on DC's pink suit, because nobody's talked about it yet, and I think it should be talked about.
Fair. He always looks great. We congratulate Chris Weidman up on the desk, by the way. Thank you, Kate. Eventually, most everybody meets their match in mixed martial arts, and Khamzat Chimaev lost his oath tonight.
Well, I mean, it was an incredible fight, incredibly close fight. Sean knew him from training. They both knew each other from training. So there's that element to it that they kind of knew what to expect because they had interacted with each other before, at least in a sparring way. But, man, what a fight. It's one of those fights where both guys just drained the tank.
Yeah.
Particularly in that fifth round.
Yeah.
You could see as Sean's hitting him, it's like they had everything they had. They emptied it out. And the scorecards reflected that. It was so close.
It's like you watch a fight, right? And one judge has 48-47, two have 48-47. We're all watching the same fight. It's just a matter of what you value in that round that determines who wins the fight. And Sean Strickland landed that jab. The one thing, Khamzat backed him up the whole time. He was backing him up and he was just sticking the jab, sticking the jab, sticking the jab. I think that the training helps Strickland with that familiarity, being around him, knowing how to wrestle him a little bit. And honestly, I think that his confidence in beating Khamzat Chimaev. A lot of times when guys are fighting Chimaev, they're lost before they go in there. Sean didn't have to deal with that because he had fought him in practice before so many times.
So Sean Strickland beats Anthony Fluffy Hernandez and sort of passes Nassourdini Imavov to get this title fight. He already has a head-to-head win over Imavov, and given what we saw tonight, I would imagine fans are going to be burning up to see this again. What do you think they do at middleweight?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, it really depends on how the chips settle after this is over. You could make the argument that Imavov and Strickland would be a great fight. The first fight was great, although Strickland did win a decision, unanimous decision.
Yep.
But I feel like the rematch is what the fans are going to want, and that's what I'm going to want to watch.
I want to see these two dudes fight again.
I don't want to send that to Imavov, though. I don't want him to have to sit on the sidelines because he thought he was going to get the title shot before Sean won over Fluffy. But
yeah, this result not great for Imavov.
But does Khamzat want to go back to 85 is the question, right? Does Khamzat want to fight 85? They said he already had his eyes on 205.
Right.
I don't know. It was a good
question because it could have been a factor. The fact that he did try to bulk up. He was thinking that he was going to fight Yuri Prohaska for 205.
Yeah. One thing we know for sure is that the buildup to the rematch would be entirely different.
Oh, my God.
And there would be less emotional expenditure out of Khamzat Chimaev. We don't know what type of factor that played. But let us get to the co-main event because we have so many flyweight fights that could be in the Hall of Fame already.
I know.
This was just unbelievable. How about Joshua Van?
Oh, so good. His boxing is so slick.
Yeah.
It's so accurate. It's so technical and fluid. And how about Taira?
Yeah.
I mean, Tatsuro Taira has the heart of just a warrior.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude could have thrown it in multiple times in that fight where it looked like it was over. Where he was battered. And
I started thinking to myself going into the 5th round, I was like, well, Taira won the 4th round. It's 2-2.
Yeah.
I mean, I started going back. Was it 10-8 when he was hurt? Because then we might end up with a draw. If they didn't finish that fight, Taira won round 5, we could have been either Taira winning or a draw. But Joshua Van obviously did away with that by finishing the fight. But I don't think it's never better when you have championship fights that are insanely close, competitive, and fun. And that 125-pound fight was fun.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that sets up the Pantoja fight in a huge way.
Perfect.
Well,
because he looked like a real champion tonight.
And it takes away some of the questions.
Yes.
So many people wondered aloud whether or not Josh Van could handle the grappling and the wrestling of a high-level ground fighter. Tonight he showed that he can.
Yeah.
So now we're not as certain Pantoja would just overwhelm him on the ground.
Real quick, since he's listening, let us glaze the new Hall of Famer Chris Weidman a little bit, right?
Yeah.
We have heard Matt Serra and Ray Longo say they've never had a pupil walk into the gym and be able to execute things they teach him in the jiu-jitsu world or the striking world so seamlessly. And it's one thing to have that type of ability. It's another thing to go on to be an all-time great, and Weidman will take his place in the Hall of Fame in a couple months.
Well-deserved, greatly deserved. When you go back and watch his career, you watch his highlight reel, his title defenses, his wins leading up to the title, he was an animal. I mean, one of the absolute all-time great middleweights, absolutely deserves being in the Hall of Fame. Just an immense champion.
Yeah, he was good, man. He was so good at everything. He was that wrestling kid that came over, a lot of expectation, met the expectation, found himself standing there against Anderson Silva with only about 10 or 11 fights.
Yeah.
Goes and knocks him out, right? Then beats him again. It was amazing to watch Chris go from a kid that was an All-American wrestler to a world champion now, a Hall of Fame, and the hardships, right? The hardships crushed so many. And Chris Weidman has been able to not only accomplish some great things, but now he's a colleague, he's a friend, and he's a Hall of Famer. Can I get to the suit?
Yeah.
It's not pink.
It's not pink.
People keep saying pink.
Hey, Joe, and Joe comments, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know what it is, though, guys? You got to have a lot of gold belts at your house to wear whatever you want. And I got that. So before they start judging me, check your belt count.
And I believe, speaking of gold, that they might have Joshua Van, the flyweight champion, up on set. So, Kate Scott, we're going to rest the pipes for now, and you can take us the rest of the way.